And when talking about environmental issues in general, I think a common response is, well, that's a long way off. That's for our children to worry about. So hello, here I am. Why don't we just clean it up? Now, there are multiple reasons why current plastic pollution researchers believe we should focus on prevention. For example, through education, rather than attempting a cleanup operation, because we would need to deal with 5 colossal areas, each moving around. Plastic sizes ranging from these massive ghost nets to molecules, bycatches and emissions. Furthermore, we would need to get all the plastic back to land. It would need to be financially realistic and is in fact the total amount of plastic within the gyres unknown. But about a year ago, when I was on my way to the hairdressers, and I must admit, I don't go there often, but I had this little epiphany. I saw even old people throwing rubbish in the water, and I thought, well, some people will just never learn, will they? We'll need a combination of both worlds. I will need them soon. So then, I simply used this list of concerns as challenges. And in fact, a week later, as a school assignment, I had the chance to spend a lot of time on a subject of choice together with a friend of mine. And this gave me the perfect opportunity to do new and fundamental research regarding plastic pollution. I then went on holiday to Greece, taking this Mentor with me, which is the common device for sampling plastic. And so I had to leave home all my clothes due to low-cost airline weight limit policies. Well, the troll we built, however, is 15 times finer than a regular one. And what we discovered was that the count of those minute particles is in fact 40 times higher than the larger particles. So we have to take these small plastics out. But then we wouldn't want to take the important plankton out as well. And luckily, these could simply be separated using centrifugal forces. However, nobody knew how much G-forces common zooplankton could survive. So we took the troll out again. Oh, we didn't have a boat, so and we tested it. And in fact, they can survive over 50 Gs, which is more than enough for successful separation. And then, in order to know up to which depth the ocean surface should be cleaned, we designed and built something that I call a multi-level troll. We basically stuck 10 trolls on top of each other. And here you can see us testing that on the North Sea. I thought it was a great day. I was the only one who didn't get sick. But then the so perfectly working troll, it broke. So, and of course, we didn't quit there. Because I believe you can't clean up something you don't know the size of. I've heard estimations ranging from several 100,000 tons all the way to 100 million tons. But I knew we really needed a better estimate, some scientific data. So then I simply contacted some professors from the universities Delft, Utrecht and Hawaii, who then actually helped us with determining how much plastic there is in the top layers of the gyres. The result? A whopping 7.25 million tons of extractable plastic in 2020. That's the weight of 1,000 Eiffel Towers floating in the gyres. Now, researcher and in fact discoverer of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, Charles Moore, estimates it would take 79,000 years to remediate that. However, I believe the Great Pacific Garbage Patch can completely clean itself in just 5 years. And that is a difference of 78,995 years. Well, of course, this is the conventional idea of extracting litter, right? So you have a vessel and a net fishing for plastic. Of course, multiple vessels could be used to cover a larger area, But by spanning booms between those vessels, suddenly a much larger area would be covered, because the essence is not to catch the debris, but divert it. Because there is no mesh size, we can even get out the smallest particles. And since all organisms can simply move under the booms, we'll be able to eliminate bycatches by 99.98%. But if we want to do something different, shouldn't we also have to think differently? For example then, the adsorption of PCBs by plastic is not such a bad thing. It's a good thing. Get all the plastics out and simultaneously remove tons and tons of persistent organic pollutants from the marine environment. But how would we minimize environmental, financial, and transportation costs then? Let's use our enemy to our advantage, okay? The oceanic currents moving around is not an obstacle. It's a solution. Why move through the oceans if the oceans can move through you? By fixing the ships to the seabed and letting the rotating currents do their work, vast amounts of funds, manpower, and emissions will be saved. The platforms will of course be completely self-supportive, receiving their energy from the sun, currents, and waves. And inspired by my diving at the Azores, it now actually seems that the best shape for these platforms is that of a manta ray. By letting its wings sway like a real manta, we can ensure contact of the inlet with the surface even in the roughest weather. Well, imagine a zigzagged array of just 24 of these platforms cleaning an entire ocean. Let's make a comparison, okay? These are the beaches of Hong Kong earlier this year, the largest plastic spill in history, and this is their source, just 6 containers. How much could we get out? Over 55 of these containers per day. Not only is plastic directly responsible for over $1 billion in vessel damages a year, no, the awesome surprise for me was that if we'd sell the plastics retrieved from the 5 gyres, we'd make over $500 million. And this is in fact more than the plan would cost to execute. In other words, it's profitable. But I believe that the key thing is that only if we realize change is more important than money, money will come. And yes, it will be one of the largest environmental rescue operations yet. But we created this mess. Heck, we even invented this new material first before we made this mess. So please, don't tell me we can't clean this up together. Thank you very much.
So watch the video and watch his idea of cleaning oceans and how do oceans themselves clean themselves and how we can help in something like that, because it's our problem normally. He said like that we are in the plastic age. What's the plastic age? We have everything plastic now. We have like computers on a plastic, like covers for anything for food are in plastic. Okay, plates are in plastic, machines are in plastic, cars are in plastic. So everything now is related to plastic. So we are in the plastic age. So if we're going to go through this plastic age, so we need to pay attention that it's very harmful for our the environment. So we need to work on how to help the environment, how to help the environment to get rid of this disease that we call like pollution. So how can we help environment to do that? Now let's go to one of the common pollution that we have, like air pollution. Air pollution can take forms of greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide. Now, if we're talking about air pollution, it's because of like the industries, manufacturers, like factories that we have, like they produce a lot of smoke that harms us. Also pay attention like your car, for example. The car, for example, can also produce like lots of smoke, can harm you a lot. Like also like, you know, sometimes you find it when you burn some rubbish or burn some paper, burn something to get rid of it. So all of these things, all of these are factors in the air pollution. To help ourselves to do that, we need to pay attention to what we burn, to pay attention to like our factories, to put our factories away from the cities, because like when they are near to the cities, like they harm us a lot. Okay. Now I know like some countries they have like a black cloud on on the top. They have a black cloud. You understand this? Black cloud of air pollution can harm you a lot. You know, imagine that this black cloud is what you breathe in every day. Imagine that this black cloud is what your kids breathe in every day. So we need to focus on this. Like now we have the car, we can try to like go for something is not harmful. Try the renewable energy. Like try something renewable. Something does not create pollution. Something like the solar energy, something like the wind's energy. All of these kind of energies can help us a lot. Okay, like if we're trying to think about them, if we're trying to open a discussion about them, we'll find lots of ideas. Lots of people, they have lots of ideas according to like their studies or something like that, according to the knowledge, they've watched something in documentary channel, something like that. All of these, we have ideas, but we need to apply them. Like for example, instead of using like the instead of using like the fossil fuels, oils or gas, something like that, like cause pollution, try to use the organic fuel. Organic fuel like does not cause that much of pollution. Also the solar energy is a renewable energy and it's very clean. The problem with the solar energy, it's very expensive, but the thing is like, if we need to take care of our Mother Earth, we need to do our best to help our Mother Earth. Now let's go to another kind of pollution, which is the noise pollution. Now this pollution, okay, is different. Why? Because it's created by the people, it's not related to the environment. It's related to what we do. Nowadays, we are very loud. Whenever you talk to someone, you find him very loud, he's talking with a loud voice, I don't know why. Now most of the people nowadays also they have a problem with their ears. Almost deaf. Because of what? Because of what happens with us every day. We have the horn of the car, we have sounds of people, voices of people in the street, sounds of things, and you see this like magnifiers for like the sounds. Okay, they harm our ears. And we need to pay attention to this. Noise pollution happens when the sound coming from plants, from planes, from industry, from other sources reach harmful levels. By harmful levels, I mean like the levels that can lead you to the death. Okay. Yes, there are some levels can lead you to this. So we have to pay attention. We have to like be quieter, like be quieter than this. Don't speak that loud. Don't use all of these sounds in the street because like you want to move fast or something like that. Nowadays, everyone wants to move fast. Everyone wants to beat the other person. Everyone wants to raise that person to go to his home fast or whatever. Okay, what's the point of trying to go to your home fast, polluting the air with noise and with air pollution because of your car or something like that? Okay, so imagine what will happen to this environment like 60 years from now. What will it look like? You know, long time ago, let's say like 20 years from now, I'm so sorry, 20 years ago, environment was somehow cleaner. Before it, within 20 years as well, cleaner. You see, whenever you go back in time, you find it cleaner. Whenever you go forward in time, you find more pollution, find more problems, more disease, more of the things. Now, so to talk about these problems, we need to discuss our ideas. We need to think about our ideas. So we've taken some vocabulary today. We've talked about some pollution types. We've talked about the air pollution. We've talked about the noise pollution. We've talked about water, land pollution. We've talked about lots of kinds of pollution. So all of these kind of pollutions are like somehow like we need to raise awareness to take care of them. Now, let's go next. We have the light pollution. Is there something called the light pollution? Yep. Light pollution could be making smog worse, destroying like nitrate radiation, actually that helps the dispersion of smog. What's the smog? That's the smog. Okay, smog. Smog is what? Smog is like the smoke that blocks the vision. So we have a light pollution. This light pollution can harm us as well. So we need to take care of our environment. We need to take care of all of these things. Now, to actually try to sum up all what we've talked about, let's watch this video talking about environmental justice. Someone is discussing some environmental problems. His name is Van Jones. And let's watch this and let's try to discuss what is he gonna talk about. Okay?
Ta-da! I'm here. That's good. Well, I am honored to be here, and I'm honored to talk about this topic, which I think is of grave importance. We've been talking a lot about the horrific impacts of plastic on the planet and on other species, but plastic hurts people too, especially poor people. And both in the production of plastic, the use of plastic, and the disposal of plastic, the people who have the bullseye on their foreheads are poor people. People got very upset when the BP oil spill happened for very good reason. People thought about, oh my God, this is terrible. This oil, it's in the water. It's going to destroy the living systems there. People are going to be hurt. This is a terrible thing that this oil is going to hurt the people in the Gulf. What people don't think about is, what if the oil had made it safely to shore? What if the oil had actually got where it was trying to go? Not only would it have been burned in engines and added to global warming, but there's a place called Cancer Alley. And the reason it's called Cancer Alley is because the petrochemical industry takes that oil and turns it into plastic, and in the process kills people. It shortens the lives of the people who live there in the Gulf. So oil and petrochemicals are not just a problem when there's a spill, there's a problem when there's not. And what we don't often appreciate is the price that poor people pay for us to have these disposable products. The other thing we often don't appreciate is it's not just at the point of production that poor people suffer. Poor people also suffer at the point of use. Those of us who are in a certain income level, we have something called choice. The reason you want to work hard and have a job and not be poor and broke is so you can have choices, economic choices. we actually get a chance to choose not to use products that have dangerous, poisonous plastic in them. Other people who are poor don't have those choices. So low-income people often are the ones who are buying the products that have those dangerous chemicals in them, that their children are using. Those are the people who wind up actually ingesting a disproportionate amount of this poisonous plastic and using it. People say, well, they should just, buy a different product. Well, the problem with being poor is you don't have those choices. You often have to buy the cheapest products. The cheapest products are often the most dangerous. And if that weren't bad enough, if it wasn't just the production of plastic that's giving people cancer in places like Cancer Alley and shortening lives, and hurting poor kids at the point of use, at the point of disposal, once again, it's poor people who bear the burden. Often, we think we're doing a good thing. You're in your office, and you're drinking your bottled water or whatever it is, and you think to yourself, hey, I'm going to throw this away. No, I'm going to be virtuous. I'm going to put it in the blue bin. He's like, I put mine in the blue bin. And then and then you look at your colleague, you say, oh, you cretin, you put yours in the white bin. We have this moral tickle, we feel so good about ourselves. But if we, maybe, okay, I'm speaking for myself, not you, but I feel this way often. And, so we kind of have this kind of moral feel-good moment. But if we were to be able to follow that little bottle on its journey, we would be shocked to discover that all too often that bottle is going to be put on a boat. It's going to go all the way across the ocean at some expense, and it's going to wind up in a developing country, often China. And I think in our minds we imagine somebody's going to take the little bottle and say, oh, little bottle, we're so happy to see you, little bottle. You've served so well, You give it a little bottle massage, a little bottle medal, and say, well, what would you like to do next? And the little bottle says, I just don't know. But that's not actually what happens. That bottle winds up getting burned. Recycling of plastic in many developing countries means the incineration of the plastic, the burning of the plastic, which releases incredible toxic chemicals and once again kills people. And so poor people who are making these products in petrochemical centers like Cancer Alley, poor people who are consuming these products disproportionately, and then poor people who even at the tail end of the recycling are having their lives shortened, are all being harmed greatly by this addiction that we have to disposability. Now you think to yourself, because I know how you are, you say, that sure is terrible for those poor people. It's like, it's just awful, those poor people. I hope someone does something to help them. But what we don't understand is, here we are in Los Angeles. We've worked very hard to get the smog reduction happening here in Los Angeles. But guess what? Because they're doing so much dirty production in Asia now, because the environmental laws don't protect the people in Asia now, almost all of the clean air gains and the toxic air gains that we've achieved here in California have been wiped out by dirty air coming over from Asia. Okay? So we all are being hit. We all are being impacted. It's just the poor people get it first and worst. But the dirty production, the burning of toxins, the lack of environmental standards in Asia is actually creating so much dirty air pollution. It's coming across the ocean and has erased our gains here in California. We're back where we were in the 1970s. And so we're on one planet, and we have to be able to get to the root of these problems. Well, the root of this problem, in my view, is the idea of disposability itself. You see, if you understand the link between what we're doing to poison and pollute the planet.
Summed up the whole thing. This video wrapped up the whole thing. And now we understand from this video that our Mother Nature, our environment is very important. We need to take care of this environment and we need to work on solutions for some problems that we have. Today's session was full of lots of things. Was full of lots of ideas, solutions for solving problems and other things. Now the point is about, are we going to apply it or not? And also there is another thing, are we going to think of other solutions or not? Are we going to think of our own solutions or not? Now, okay, mainly when you try to learn something, like if we go back to learn about the language, mainly if you're trying to learn the language, you need to learn how to use the language and speak the language and talk to each other, talk to someone, like use it. Okay. One of the most important things that can help you how to speak is speaking to a native speaker, someone who speaks very well. Okay. Now, so that's a very important thing to do. Now, let's do one thing related to environment so we can go to the upcoming topic. So let's now do like a song about environment. So, of course, as we agreed, we will listen to the song and we see the lyrics. We already filled the lyrics, and then we listen to it again and we see the lyrics and what are the missing things that we've missed. Okay? Now, the song is called The Yellow Taxi. So, let's listen to the song.
They paved paradise, put up a parking lot with a pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They took all the trees, put them in a tree museum, and they charged the people $1.50 just to see them. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Hey, farmer, farmer, put away the DDT now. Give me spots on the apples, or leave me the birds and the bees. Please don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Late last night, I heard the screen door slam, and a big yellow taxi took away my old man. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. I said, don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Paradise, put up a parking lot with a pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They took all the trees, put them in a tree museum, and they charged the people $1.50 just to see them. Don't it always seem to go? All the trees, put them in a tree museum, charge the people $1.50 just to see 'em. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Hey, farmer, farmer, put away the DDT now. Give me spots on my apples, or leave me the birds and the bees. Please don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Late last night, I heard the screen door slam, and a big yellow taxi took away my old man. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? We paved paradise, put up a parking lot. I said, don't it always seem to go that you don't know